I met Salihu Bappa when we came into Ahmadu Bello University in October 1978 as graduate assistants. He came into the then English department while I came in to the political science department. It was an exciting time in the life of the university for the simple reason that we came in just at the time in which a lot of the old lecturers had left, and the life wire of the university were these young graduate assistants and assistant lecturers coming into the university and creating dynamics, movements, and great occasions that the university had not seen since then.
He was particularly important to me because he helped my students to realize that being in drama doesn't mean that you are illiterate. Being in drama doesn't mean that you don't follow the intricacies of African politics. We used to have rehearsals before presenting the summit for about 6 to 8 weeks. And towards week 4, I would ask people from the drama department to come and help the students in how to use their voices, how to use their faces, how to use their hands to make a point to the audience and emphasize to them that politicians are dramatists. The best of them are very good dramatists, and they know how to arouse crowds and so on. So Bappa and the late Jeng Sokori used to agree to come and help the students do their rehearsals. And I remember this one particular occasion when he stopped the person that was simulating the role of Anwar Sadat of Egypt. And he just rolled out to the student, information about Egypt, the context of Egyptian international relations within the Israeli-Arab relations, and Egypt's role in linkage with Africa. And when he finished afterwards, the student said, "Did you say he's from the drama department? How come he knows so much about Egyptian international relations?" I said, "Well, that's the problem. The problem that you think that dramatists are supposed to be illiterate."
We ran the master's degree program together, and we were members of the popular theater movement together, and we traveled quite a lot of places together. We were in India, we were in Bangladesh, we were in all kinds of places, to run workshops on popular theater. At that time, with one very acknowledged scholar in the field called Ross Keeds. He led us to Bangladesh, where we worked in Proshika, about 60 kilometers off Dhaka, the capital of the country. And we worked with them, landless laborers. We had a very wonderful time with them.
As head of department, as one-time dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, how they contributed and moved and enabled us, to develop that faculty as one of the most active and popular and renowned faculty in the Nigerian university framework.
Malam Bappa lived, bred drama. Everything about him is just drama. He dramatizes everything, from his way of life to his work to his relationship. And if you know anything drama, that is what Malam Bappa represents. He makes life so easy with his drama that you forget your sorrows. And then until when you leave him, and then you now realize that you're back to your problems. But when you're with him, everything seems so easy. Everything, Malam Bappa is just drama.
He's a mobilizer. We call him
Mamsa. You know, in those days there was an organization called Mamsa, which is now called NOA. Yes. So he's a good mobilizer. In fact, if he is asked to mobilize a number of people for any occasion, he will be willing to do that, and he can sacrifice whatever, you know, to actualize, you know, that mobilization. And he can sacrifice a lot. There is nothing that you will ask Salihu to do, he will not do. In fact, he will sacrifice his own personal things just to satisfy your own, you know, desires.
He has always been there for his friends, and Malam would sacrifice everything to make a friend comfortable. He would sacrifice his comfort, he would sacrifice his convenience, he would sacrifice his time, he would sacrifice his resources.
If anybody tells me that Salihu has any savings anywhere in the world, I will swear he doesn't have any, because I know him. As he earns, he throws it out to people.
He was the inspiration behind the Drama Village and organizing outreach into various communities and other places, and organizing all those village people to do all kinds of socially conscious activities.
He has a way of interestingly dramatizing issues. You know, the way he engages, the way he expresses himself, very lively, very friendly, deeply very cosmopolitan, and quite humble, because even as student, when we visit, he never relate to us as students. He still saw us as friends, and that's what we are up to today with him.
We often call him OC Drama because for him, life was always a play being acted out. And he had this notion that the actor had to be vigorous, had to be dynamic, had to captivate the audience, and had to, as it were, move the dial forward. So it's that dynamism, that activism that always marks my memory of him.
Bappa is a unique human being because of his ability and willingness to reach out and share with others. He is not a man of pretensions or of concern with status or material position, but a man who exhibits a genuine humanity and humility in the way he interacts with students, with his colleagues, with everybody.
Bappa was an absolutely restless person. Restless physically. He was always impatient. He moved with speed. I mean, for him, walking was a bore. He had to run to get to a place. And that also reflected his own attitude to discussing issues. One had to be serious and urgent about discussing what was at stake.
He did not know how to discriminate between male and female friends. He was friendly with the men folk and friendly with the female folks in the same manner and with equal commitment.
In 2002, he was in Lagos, and I was also in Lagos, and he invited me for a drama show at the National Theatre. And he said, if you're in Lagos, come and see how we perform, how we do our things. And I was there, and everybody around was shouting, Malam Bappa, good to see you, left, right, and center. I couldn't even talk to him because he didn't have the time. I only ended up, watching the drama and living on my own. I didn't even see him, People from left, right, and center, everybody trying to please him, everybody trying to make him feel comfortable, everybody trying to, make him happy and welcome him to Lagos.
He's totally detribalized, totally. And he was not a bigot in any description. Actually, he didn't care what religion you belong or whatever. Bappa is simply somebody who is simply very amiable. For instance, when we got to India, he was one who literally, when I suggested that we go to see Mother Teresa, he was very excited. And when we were in Calcutta, now Mumbai they call it, we went to see Mother Teresa together. And his excitement was much more than myself. I'm a Christian, okay? That's the kind of person he is.
We travel and live in very humble circumstances. Eat, especially for Bappa, in small eateries out there. So that's basically the kind of thing that I always think about when I think of Bappa. He's a man of the people.
Bappa was one of the most selfless person that I have ever known. He was always willing to give. And he gave his life, his time, his family, his resources, all kinds of resources that he had to other people. Bappa is someone that if there is anybody who has any problem, you know, even if that is the last thing that in him, whether in terms of money or time or help, whatever he can do, Bappa is the one that is always there for people.
This saying that teachers will get their reward in heaven is true. I mean, there is a way in which our teachers or the people we taught can never repay us. And we do it not because we want to be repaid. We do it because there is joy in imparting knowledge, in mentoring people. And I think that society ignores teachers, even though everybody needed a teacher to grow. But that's how it is.
All his children are university graduates now. And that should be a major cause for celebration, you know, because he no longer has small kids to cater for in the house. So it's about time he retires.
It's quite difficult to feel that Salihu is retiring from the academia because he wasn't an academics of a typical classroom academics. He was an academic that is both connected to the community and the classrooms. So even when he retires, probably what will be missing will be the classroom element, but the community element will remain. And for me, my call is the classroom, or he may be leaving the classroom, but we want to call that he keeps the community strongly and active, because that is where he belongs, and that is where we need him more.
He's somebody who has worked very hard for over 40 years. He deserves the rest. But I think he, above all, deserves the respect and adulation of the series of students he has produced over the years who have become major players in our society and in our culture, and who owe him so much for their own intellectual and personal development.
Maybe it is too late, but maybe it's also important to think about me as a Bappa and me as my family as well, as part of, I think, the transition that is going to happen.
I asked him to slow down, concentrate more on his health, and so that he can live many more years for us. So for me, I'll just tell him to slow down and take life much more easier.
People think that for you to be recognized, then you have to be a politician or you have to be a businessmonger. But that is not the case. People like Salihu Bappa have served their constituency, their academia excellently well. They have connected deeply with their communities, and they should be rewarded for that by recognizing the effort that they have made.
I wish he will continue to make this valuable contribution even in retirement. I know he will continue to use a useful and valuable lecturer, and he will continue to serve not only the university but the country as a whole.
He never thought of me as a Bappa or me as my family but he was always thinking of other people, how they could help them, how he could contribute his time, how he could contribute his energy. Bappa had a lot of energy. So that's why, when they tell me that Bappa is going to retire, I say, how can Bappa retire with all this energy? Of course, he can leave academic full-time teaching and a thing. But I am so sorry for Bappa. I don't know what he's going to do with his energy.
Bappa should be encouraged to not completely sever his relationship with the university and continue to both write and help drama students with techniques of acting and the importance of knowledge in drama, the importance of research before you go and do a play. Do research about the subject matter.
In retirement, incidentally, I don't know how he's going to fare. Whether the system has been able to prepare enough ground for him to live a peaceful and restful life. But he's somebody, I think, that needs a structure to be built around him.
My hope is that in retirement, he can take better care of himself, spend much more time with his family, and spend more time doing what he loves than what he has to do.